Hello Starlings, it is a beautiful day and I always wanted to visit a store that had special effects makeup. I've been doing special effects makeup since I was 14, I think, back when I was using Elmer's glue and cotton balls before I could afford to buy liquid latex. I would practice it on my little sister who got a big kick out of it because we all liked scary movies. A lot of us like scary movies. A few of us liked scary movies. I like scary movies and I forced them to watch. But now that I live in a big city, I wanted to check out one of the stores and one of the brands that I used to see creators who would do special effects makeup on YouTube. They would use this brand and they always said that this brand was really, really helpful. And I guess this store also sells other brands of special effects and glamorous makeup. So I just want to check it out. It's a beautiful day. I have nothing better to do. Let's go see if it's worth it and see if I can afford it. LA's expensive. It's kind of an awkward angle, I would say, but we are on our way. I was going to show my transfer, but it was really, really dark where I was, so that wasn't gonna work. But I'm hoping I can find something that's for a good deal, and I am hoping there are plenty of unique special effects things like silicone. How to make silicone with like parts A and part B and all that fun stuff. I am very curious to see what that's like. It's kind of hard to make sure my phone doesn't fall. It's not used to being horizontal. So I am hoping to see beauty makeup as well. I'm hoping to see there. I'm hoping to see parking because there wasn't a real answer on if there was a parking lot. I can't do street parking merely because I have a ramp that unloads from the back. I in fact have a parking lot. If it's just street parking, I'm just kind of SOL on that one. I'm hoping that moving to LA, I can have the best of both worlds and not have to order something and just kind of hope A, that it gets to me, and B, that it is as good a quality as I was told by other influencers or artists. That's my big hope and my hopeful takeaway from all of this. I think I made it, and I think I'm in a proper parking spot. I'm looking, and I am hoping I'm in the right spot. I can say I am pleasantly surprised. They had a lot of stuff, but things were separated, so I looked like an idiot going around the store like 3 different times. There's 2 separate parts to the store, and they have like everything. I didn't want to talk much, and I didn't know if I was allowed to record. I didn't say yes or no, but I tried to be incognito. I am more than ready though to go home. I was texting some friends because they are not far from here to help them out with something, but they changed plans, so I get to go home. I can make myself my second iced coffee of the day, and I'm really, really hopeful that the SFX makeup works. I only got the 8-ounce bottle because I didn't feel like I needed the big one before it would go bad. Good size. They say this has no ammonia, so we're gonna see how accurate that is. I gotta look up a look that I want to do. I have a trip planned in just a few days, so I don't want to do it right now, especially with my skin being super dry because of the fires. A little side note on that, driving here, I could smell the smoke still. Not nearly as strong as what it was, but I could still smell smoke. It just smelled like bonfire, which is kind of what it had been smelling like. And my skin is still extremely dry because the humidity was just all sucked up by the flames. But I'm hoping, because it's starting to feel a little bit better, that I can do an SFX look to really test out this liquid latex. There's also someone in a Tesla literally right next to me on FaceTime, and I am feeling a little self-conscious. I'm back. That was a long drive, and that was a fun store. I would definitely be back. It is a perfect blend of the glamorous side of things that I love with brands like Makeup Forever, NYX. They had tons of brands that I knew. They had skincare with brands that I love. They had hair care. They didn't have a black hair color depositing shampoo or conditioner. And I'm going through and I don't know if I was allowed to film or not, so I was kind of incognito, if you couldn't tell, trying to and I'm going through and I'm seeing the alcohol activated paints, I'm seeing the tools, I'm seeing stuff that I really, really wanted to buy. They had great makeup brushes. I was about to buy a stipple brush, but I didn't. Kind of kicking myself that I should have. Not find the special effects. I did find an airbrush section, and if I had a couple $100 to drop today, I would have bought an airbrush machine because they had special effects stuff and colors for the airbrushing, so it's all perfect and realistic looking. And then they had just makeup, and I'm looking and I can't find the special effects. I went there with one product in my brain, their liquid latex, because I was always told that that brand is good. And I'm going around and around and around, and there's a lot of employees, and I'm pretty sure they were all looking at me like I was going to steal. I promise I wasn't. I just can't find what I'm looking for. Finally, this girl comes up to me and she goes, "Need any help?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't know where your special effects products are," because I realized I wasn't seeing any of the fake blood, I wasn't seeing prosthetics, I wasn't seeing anything outside of the cream paints and the alcohol activated. And she goes, oh, we have to go to the back. I'm thinking, this store is really tiny. Where's the back? I thought I was there. She goes, no. We have to go through this little alley. And mind you, the whole store is playing pop music. It's bright, it's colorful. You have really official looking uniforms for these people because a lot of them were makeup artists. They were there to help you do makeup, and I think they offered a makeup service. So we go back to the little alley outside, and I see a sign that says, "Enter if you dare," totally feeding into this fun idea. I go in, no music. It smelled like garlic knot pizza. And there were two guys, I'm pretty sure were high as kites, and they just look at me and they go, "What's up?" I loved it. It was so different. And they had the coolest prosthetics. If I had something in mind, I would have bought some of them because they had scars, they had cuts, they had things to block out brows, they had everything. And I'm looking and they have all these different chemicals. They had different types of fake blood, from mouth safe to where it stays in place, where it dries just enough but still looks wet. They had liquefiers to turn stuff into long-lasting liquid makeup. They had everything. And then I found they had the liquid latex, but they also had weird fluids, different types of mucus. They had different types of long-lasting dirt, ash, you name it, they had it. I do want to give a little disclaimer. None of the stuff was really discounted, and I didn't see any sale or clearance section when I was doing my 14 laps. They did have a wig section, but I didn't stay in there very long because a lot of the wigs, as you could see in my footage, is very, very high up. It's a little taller than me. I have long arms, not long enough apparently. I know they have cinematic grade wigs with the really nice lace, but I think you have to ask because they don't put those out on the floor. But I had a lot of fun, and I hope to do a special effects look to tie this video together. It is absolutely a totally different day, and it absolutely was not a week after I filmed the original parts of this video, but I am at the store because I finally came up with an idea that I wanted to do to test out that liquid latex to see if it truly is high quality or on par with the liquid latex I've been using since I started doing special effects makeup back all the way in like 2014. No, I started using liquid latex years after. I was actually using Elmer's glue. But I decided I wanted to do a really cool torn up look using playing cards. So I had to find a store that sold them. So I am here, and I parked way too far away from where I wanted to be. But I'm also going to then stop back at the cosmetics store because I also have to then pick up 99% alcohol because I only have 91%. And fun fact, alcohol activated paints for special effects do not even activate unless you're using 99% alcohol. So I have to do that anyway. And it's surprisingly a rainy, gloomy, dreary day, and the mountains are covered in the prettiest fog ever. So a little funny story. To get between the two buildings, you have to crest this really weirdly placed bump right at the door, right at the entry to the back entry of the store.
and I had picked up the 99% alcohol, but you have to pay in the main building. So I said, hey, can you like help open the door? Because I have to get a running start to get back into the building. And I thought I could make it, but I had so much stuff on my lap that I couldn't. So we became really close friends almost immediately because he had to grab me or else I was going to probably flip over my catch bars and end up on the ground. But luckily he caught me. So that was a little fun thing. I'm pretty sure they got on camera.
It is totally not another day, and it's definitely not 4.5 days later. But I finally am getting around to doing this look, and I was supposed to do it the other day. I'm serious this time, but I got really, really sick. But I'm okay now. So I'm going to go put on the glam part of my makeup, and then we can get to how well this product works. And I also got 99% alcohol, at least I think it was 99% alcohol, and we're going to see if that works because my alcohol activated paints only work with 99% alcohol, not 91, not 93, not even 97. And I'm hoping it works. I have not even tried it until tonight, and if it doesn't work, well, you will see me in another few days. I want you to know, just doing this left me winded. It took longer than I thought it was going to, but I did it. I am done, and now I can get to the actual point of this video finally. I also realized while I was getting all of my stuff put together that I think this is the first true SFX creepy, gory type video in my new living situation, and I don't have Haley to freak out when she comes home. Makes me kind of sad. But outside of that, I was going through the playing cards and I finally found this. It took me forever for some reason, and I got the Lego latex. Oh, there's like no cover on it. Okay, cool. There's barely any smell to it. Oh, this is gonna make my life so much easier because the Spirit Halloween liquid latex, it was so strong you could not get it even to here, and that's pretty far away from the eye. Honestly, it is. And it was just always so strong. But you had to get really close to smell it on this. I'm sorry if I'm talking loud. I forget that I now have a mic. I'm now professional. I'm filming this on my phone. I don't think I've ever done a look where something's just sticking out of the face. And I don't know if I need to cut it because I know it needs a little something to sit, like a little ledge. And I've seen people do this. It's not an original idea, but I don't know how they do it. So I think I'm just gonna have it sit like that. I cut a little bit too much off the ledge. Do I use just lash glue? It's a learning experience for both of us. I am going to attempt this first. This, I hope you know this is the same glue that I use for my eyelashes. And now we sit and I look really stupid, but usually in special effects you look really stupid all the way to the end. A little bit, not a ton. Not having to smell that because my stomach has been so angry with me. Oh, now it wants to stay. Cool. My stomach's been so upset with me these past few days that it's nice not having to worry now about the ammonia smell. And what if I just... Now here comes the really, really fun part. Dousing this in liquid latex without getting it all over me. The smell is not awful. I'm not angry at it. I don't have my other tools to smooth it out. Oh, we are now extremely close to one another. Really hard to see, not because I'm super far away. It's just I have really bad vision. I have really good hearing. I have really bad vision. I hope this looks good. Well, it's getting really close to my eye. Just because it doesn't smell strong, I don't want to risk it. I do have a lot of people asking me, like in my DMs and whatnot, how did I get into doing this? And the answer is quite simple. I was really bored in school. I love learning, so it wasn't like I was bored because I don't like the materials. It's just I spent a lot of time at home during the winter time because my immune system, it was very dodgy. So the best way to keep me safe and healthy was for me to just stay home during the winter time. And I did that up until I think
towards the end of high school where there were just so many things going on. Like I got into film school, I got into different activities, and I wanted to really be a part of it. Health be damned. So I took that risk, and it was probably one of the best things I've ever done. I made great friendships during that time. And yeah, during the times I was stuck at home, though, I was really, really bored whenever I'd finish my schoolwork, which was very fast because I was a very fast learner. And that left me being bored without assignments because I was a nerd. And I would just go on YouTube and I'd watch SFX artists showing you how to do things like this, much to the, at the time, dismay of my mother. She was not the biggest fan at first, but also my work just wasn't good. I was using Elmer's glue. I was using cotton balls, but Elmer's glue. And I would practice on my sister, my little sister, who loved it. She loved doing all the weird things with me because we liked seeing that stuff in movies. We loved watching scary movies, thrillers, action films even. And I loved seeing how the special effects looked and wondering how they did it. And that's really just kind of where it all started for me. And a lot of people have been asking. So I thought, I'm just gonna do that. Genuinely, really good. I'm really glad that I bought it. I've been waiting for this to dry. My friend texted me asking how I was doing, had not heard from me in a few hours. So I sent a photo. And the reply was, not gonna lie, that actually spooked me. I'm not even at the spooky part yet. But you have to wait till it's fully dry before you start painting it, unless you want to ruin your brushes. Moment of truth will basically be, does this paint activate with this alcohol that I bought? And it does activate. Okay, I'm first doing a wash of brown. That was way too much brown. But what's nice about alcohol activated paints is that you can dilute it. I'm doing this to try and cancel out a little bit of this yellow cast that you can see. I learned this a very long time ago, and it is very helpful. Painted it, sort of. We combined the brown and the rice paper color, which is just a really, really pale color. I would show it to you, but it has alcohol in it. Red, just messily going over this to give it a very irritated look. I love using alcohol activated paints over cream paints and eyeshadows. Eyeshadows, I started out using eyeshadows, and I became a master at blending before I became a master at blending with beauty products, because I was using eyeshadow to blend scary things all over my face, all over my sister's face. So I kind of have SFX to thank for my blending skills when it comes to makeup. And if I want to lighten up some areas later, I will go back in with that white to add a little bit of highlight. I enjoy using alcohol activated paints because they don't transfer throughout the day, which is great. I know this tone, it's called Bruise Tone, but next to it is Aged Blood. I like the color Aged Blood more than the Bruise Tone because the Bruise Tone is just straight up purple. But I feel like the Aged Blood just looks better for bruises. I'm using the Bruise Tone, and I try to use it extremely sparing because it can get really intense really fast. And I am not particular to it. I just use it to create these irritated shadows. I want to show you what the Aged Blood one looks like, and I feel like it's just a better irritation tone. Of course, it's not showing up right now. Hold on. Really just a back and forth at this point, sorry. Want a little bit of texture. This is a horrible brush, but it is a stipply brush. It's falling apart. I need to get a new one. I should have gotten a new one when I was there, but I didn't. And this just helps create a very irritated look and not so much like brush strokes. Oh, no, 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 no. Why is that sticky? Hello? I kid you not, I was about to cry. I thought I did not have my scab blood. I thought I left it back home in my home state. Oh, it really does pull a look altogether. And I'm looking at these colors and I kinda want to add a little bit of foundation to kind of break this up, so I will do that in a second. The memory of where I put everything in my old house, and I'm still genuinely getting used to and finding things not in their original place like they were for 6-ish years. And the brown shade, the midnight brown, just to mess this all up. But I want it to look more like skin, and it's not looking a lot like skin. Good as she's gonna get paint job wise, I think using the foundation really helped break up that color. But anymore, I have to get a mirror out so I can see where I'm putting this. So we're just gonna place it. I'm also doing it to kind of hide the foundation that I accidentally put on the card. One nice thing about this look is I'm not going to feel the scab blood at all. This stuff gets really itchy. I did take that sponge out of the trash and I ripped it up to try and get a little bit. I have stipple sponges, but I'm down to only one and I need to get more. But I kind of just want to do some scrapes, you know? Ooh, don't get it in the hair. This stuff is sticky. This is the look with me trying out professional grade liquid latex. And I've been using stuff that professionals use all the time. I've been doing it for years, such as using the Illustrator brand for my alcohol activated paints, the Nice Scab Blood. But I always use the liquid latex that anyone can get just at the store, at the Halloween store, if you will. You can get this liquid latex as well. It's not, oh, you have to be a professional and prove that you can do it to purchase it, but I never bought it until now. And I really like how easy it was, and it was really quick to dry. It took less time to dry than the Spirit Halloween. There is no smell. It did not irritate me. The only thing that was making me tear up was the alcohol, but it's also 99%. I think that'll make anyone tear up. I think this turned out good for what I wanted to try. I wish I tilted it back a little bit more, but I can't change that now. I'll just have to tilt a little bit. It's fine. I think it turned out really good. My blending job could be a little bit better. That's not the product's fault. It's just me being out of practice. Hope you really enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing it. It took me a really long time to put this video together. Not intentionally, just things came up and things happened. I could not control it. And I really like how this whole thing turned out. It was supposed to come out for Valentine's Day. That did not happen. Whoops. I was off by a few days. I'm literally filming this the day after Valentine's Day. This portion. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching this video and sticking with me throughout this little mini journey, if you will. I have a bunch of coupon codes in my description box that can save you money, along with all my social media links. If you want to hit me up, chat, follow me, and see what I'm doing that I'm not posting on YouTube. I post a lot of short form content, photos and stuff on Instagram and TikTok. I try to post them here on YouTube Shorts when I can. Given copyright issues, I try my best. Comment down below what video you would like to see next, or any video ideas. I'm always reading them. Even if I don't always reply, I try my best. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all later.